In this video, it will show you step by step on how to disassemble, how to replace and clean the cooling fans and heatsink, and how to change the thermal pads and the thickness of the thermal pads and how to repaste. What's up everyone, it's me, Take That Screw Out. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing and click that notification bell so that if there's a new video coming out, you'll be notified. And there's a link in the description down below in each video for the tools and equipment I've used, which is available to purchase in Amazon.com in United States and Amazon.co.uk in United Kingdom if you're interested to get one. Let's begin the tutorial. But first, the screwdriver I'm going to use is the Heatsink battery powered electric screwdriver, which is, I'll show you, this is a very nice one and it's cheap actually. Get one, just check down the link in the description down below. So this is all the screw bits, also this is included. So I think the price of this one is here in the UK about 36 quid, or you can just check the So the screw bits that I'm going to use is the Phillips screw VH1. So this graphics card has factory seal still intact at the back, so that means all the thermal pads and thermal paste is still the original from the factory. So there's two options to do this card. It depends on what are you going to do. This is the first option. If you going to remove this front shroud and clean the fans and also clean the heatsink, remove H screw. So to remove this front shroud also will be removed as well, because the front shroud and the back plate is screwed in together. H screw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So this 4 screw here, you don't need to unscrew it, only these two. So 8 screw. So that's the first option. And the second option is if you want to change the thermal pads and the thermal paste. First option, which is removing 8 screw plus remove the another 6 screw, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 14 screw in total. So first we're going to do the first option. So you have to remove the 8 screw. So 8 screw has been removed, so you can lift up the front shroud. So be careful because there's a fan connector here. So by the way, this GPU doesn't have any light or RGB. So the connector is just for the fans. And now you can see the two fans that has 4 screws in each fan, and also you can remove the back plate. By the way, the back plate is made of metal. So that is the first option. Before we do the second option, to carry on with the second option, we have to remove the connector of the fan. So this is the kind of connector which is very easy to remove. Just press and pull up, press and pull it up. So that's quite easy. So this is the fan. I will show you the part number of this fan just in case if you need to replace yours, so you can see the part number. So this is the second option. So we have to carry on. We already done the 8 screw. So to carry on removing this heatsink, So you have to unscrew another 6 screw, which is, so we have to break the seal of this fan. So first we're going to remove this. So the 6th screw has been removed, so you can heatsink from the PCB. So now you can do the thermal pads and the thermal paste. But first, before we do the thickness, to check the thickness of the thermal pads, we have to check, I'll show you the part number of each fan. So I need to remove this vibration foam sticker that's sticking on the back of the fan, but you need to carefully remove this one because they serve as to protect the vibration of the fan. So I'm using a prying tools. This is a plastic prying tools. If you're interested to get one, everything, all the tools that I'm using here is on the description down below. So that's the first one. So this is the second one. So this is the part number of the fans, and the other one is this one. So let me check if they are identical. If the 9015, so both of these fans are identical except for the wiring connector. Let me check. So this fan has been linked together in one connector. So this and this linked together into one connector. So they are identical of the part number, only the wire connector is slightly different. So you can just, if one of your fan is broken, you can just buy either if this fan, and then you can just modify the connector. So each fan has 4 screws, so I don't need to unscrew this one because you can see it easily. So attach this one. So to clean the fan, I normally use a paintbrush, just a normal paintbrush, and a 99.9% of isopropyl alcohol. Don't use 70%, always use 99.9%, and also an air blower, which is the one that I've got is the Makita DAS 180. This is an LXT 18 volts powered battery. So this is a brushless motor. It's a very good one. So we're going to brush the back area of the fan. So when you clean the fence of the fan, make sure to scrub it individually. Make sure you clean it properly. So now we're going to measure the thickness of the thermal pads, but first the instrument that I'm going to use to measure the thickness is, this is called the vernier caliper. This is a digital version. So this is the VRAM, and this one is the VRMs. All this area here is for the VRMs. So first the VRAM. It looks like very thin. Looks like 1mm. So the VRAM is exactly 1mm. So VRAM is 1mm, and these VRMs so let me check us for this one. So the VRMs has two thickness. So this area here, so this one is a bit thinner. So it looks like same with the VRAM. So the VRM has two thickness. This area here, it has 1mm thickness, same with the VRAM, but this area here, this long strip, is a bit thicker. So this one has, so this area here, this one is thick, it's 2mm. So the VRAM has 1mm, and this area of the VRMs has also 1mm, but this area of the VRMs has 2mm thickness. So at the back of the backplate, this one has also thermal pads. So this thermal pads is very thin. Actually, you don't need to replace this one, but just in case if you need to replace it, I'll just show you the thickness of this one. So thin. .5mm. So the thermal pads in the backplate is 0.5mm, so thin. So I suggest you don't need to replace this one unless it's really needed. So I'll just put this one back. This is still in good condition. So that's the thermal pads. So I'm going to clean this. So all these thermal pads is still stuck from the manufacturer. So actually it's still in good condition. So I don't need to replace the thermal pads on this one. Okay. So to clean the PCB, use a brush and 99.9% of alcohol and a microfiber cloth. So you have to clean all this residue. So you have to check your PCB if there's a moisture. You make sure you clean that one with the isopropyl alcohol. That's already very clean. So I'll check at the back. And make sure to clean the connector as well, but be careful with this connector because this is very delicate. So always put the cover on with the connector. Okay, so to finalize the cleaning of the PCB, you have to use the air blower. And also there's thermal pads, this one that goes to these chips here. So the thickness of that is, so let's measure it. This one here is 2 millimeter. So exactly the same thickness of this area of the VRMs. So this one here and this 3 black chips here, and VRAM has 1 millimeter. So 2 different thickness, 1 and 2 millimeter. By the way, 3, because the back plate is 0.5 millimeter so thin. So let's clean the heatsink. So we're going to brush the heatsink. So the heatsink is being cleaned with the brush and the air blower. So it's time for putting in the thermal paste. So the thermal paste that I'm going to use for this video is the SYY thermal paste. This is a really good performer. And also I also recommend, if you need one, if you want to use this GC4 thermal paste. But for this video I'm going to use the SYY. So you have to spread paste. Okay, so I have to put it back. So this one here uses 1 millimeter thickness. So VRMs, this area here is 1 millimeter. And this area here and this has 2 millimeters. This one is 2 millimeter, and this area here is already in the heatsink. This one here, so that goes in there. So it's time to put it back together. The first thing we're gonna do to put it back together is attach the PCB and the heatsink and screw in the 6 screw. So make sure this is the most important, these mounting points here, these 4, make sure it aligns perfectly. So that goes like that. So what I'm going to do is I need to elevate this heatsink because of this, so that it can be aligned properly. So I have to elevate that using this like so, or I need a taller one, a bit taller, probably a pencil, like that. So I'll make sure this is aligned. So remember, these 4 mounting points is the most important, so you have to align that properly. So now it's aligned. By the way, I use this 2 screwdriver instead of the pencil because the pencil is not thick enough, so I need to elevate more because of this bracket here is quite thick. It's protruding from the heatsink, so I need to use a thicker one. So make sure it's properly aligned, and then I have to screw in screwdriver, tighten gradually. It's important that you have to tighten gradually and in crisscross pattern. So one turn at a time, one. Right, okay, so you have to check the alignment again. Make sure it's totally flat and aligned, because otherwise it will thermal throttle if it is not aligned properly, because the gap, it will not gonna transfer the heat. It will not dissipate the heat from the GPU die. So that's the heatsink. So next is the back plate. So this will goes. Sorry, it will not gonna go here. It goes here instead. So that's it. So that's the back plate, and then next is to connect the. By the way, the fan connector has 6-pin fan connector. So before I close this front shroud to the heatsink, I need to put this one back. It's very important to have this sticker for the vibration of the fan. Make sure don't forget this one. So I recommend to use this kind of pliers if you need one. So just check the description down below. This is easy to use for the fan. So make sure it's pushed in properly. There you go, and then so make sure everything is aligned before you screw it in. So make sure to check all the screw is snug. Don't over tighten it, just snug fit. Okay, check everything is aligned properly, screwed in, all the screws been screwed in. Make sure there's no gap. Fan connector is in place properly, and it's very important as well. Try to spin fans, make sure it doesn't catches. That's the end of the tutorial. If you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing. That's a big help for this channel grow, and I can carry on making more tutorial videos like this one. Share and click the thumbs up icon. Thank you so much for watching.